Youths Day.
Ready?
Orbit.
Alright, let's do it for the Utes.
Do it for the Utes.
For
Do
the
it for the
youths?
Do
Alright.
it for the Utes.
Cousin Vinny.
Do it for the Yugs.
Come on, watch me, you.
Do it
The
for
youths
the
or the
Utes.
yugs?
The Yugs. Clearly.
Help me save my sister Serenity.
No, she's a bitch.
Dang.
Gramps, you sound weird.
If we're gonna stay true to the accent, I mean.
Get freaking wrecked. Wow.
I don't want no ugly bitch with no eyes.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Anyway, welcome to Grog Camp.
Hello everyone, and
I don't know
welcome
why I
back
found
to
that
our
so-
show, Growing Campaigns. A show where we fumble through tabletop gaming online, trying to find the best ways to go about it and share it with you. We also like to share our stories along with our gaming techniques and cocktails. Because I'm actually keeping track now, for its fourth and final week, we have the Mountain Radu. It's just a citrus soft drink, gin or vodka, and orange bitters. If you want to enjoy our cocktails while we go through our Spooky Boy campaign, you can join us 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to see how our cocktails are made, you can check out our bartender channel. Details will be listed below, as well as a link to our website. Finally, if you can't make it 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the VODs will be put on YouTube for you to enjoy whenever you'd like. He couldn't resist.
I couldn't. My finger is on the button the whole time.
Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of a lengthy one, so bear with me. I'll try to summarize a bit. Picking up where we left off, the UpDawgs were in the middle of their journey to Lake Zarvich. They had secured a place to rest, and Buio was playing a catnap, following the rhythmic patterns of the rain splashing into puddles around him. He changed his tune a few times, giving everyone a song of rest. And they took a short rest and waited till they got their strengths and continued their journey north. They found a clearing. At the clearing, there was Lake Zarvich and 3 rowboats tied up along the shore. Upon a further investigation, they decided that 2 of them would get them across the lake just fine. They noticed a 4th rowboat with a single man out a couple hundred feet in the middle of the lake. They repeatedly tried to get his attention, and no matter what they tried, he would not stop what he was doing. As they approached him, they could see him start to grab something and dump it into the lake. Adonis, with his curious nature and desire to use his arcane powers, dove in after him. His newly formed gills gave him the ability to avoid an elaborate skill challenge that I drew up. And he just kinda grabbed a bag and brought it up to the boat him and Buio were on.
Hell yeah.
The 2 of them revealed the contents, and it was an alabaster white-skinned young girl with raven black hair. She looked at Adonis with her pale green eyes and began to vomit water profusely until she passed out, causing Adonis to also faint. In retaliation, Gudrun just kinda smacked the guy with his oar, knocking him out of his seat, and that was about it, and they're on their way to find the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. As the bow of their rowboat skidded across the rocky shore on the other side of the lake, the young girl shook awake and immediately kinda got into a defensive position. She was not intimidated by the UpDawgs as she greeted them with sass and demands. After a short conversation, though, she compromised and decided letting them finish their journey first before taking her home would be agreeable. Adonis had Weird Al do some scouting. They found some wildlife and devised a plan to go talk to a mountain goat. But instead, as they climbed the harsh terrain of Mount Baratok, out of breath, they saw an elk transform into a man in tattered black robes with long gray salt and pepper hair and beard. They had a conversation with him. They could see the eldritch power in his eyes, which gave away his identity as the Mad Mage. But he seemed to talk himself in circles, and they could tell he was mad and could kind of see just a version of himself behind kind of the gloss of his eyes. He continued to be paranoid, and I think it was Helena deduced that greater restoration would be able to recover our Mad Mage. Before leaving, they also made the arrangement that if they would ever like to speak again, Helena would turn into an elk and make elk noises to get his attention. Just like that. Anyways, on the way back, on the other side of the lake, the group ran into the fisherman once more. He was carving a new fishing pole thanks to a trick Helena played on him. And Gudrun decided he would just choke the man out as a punishment for what he did. And Buio decided to try to deceive him and kill him, making Gudrun think he accidentally did it. Adonis noticed this, which blew up into a conflict where fire bolts were thrown. The conflict, I wouldn't say resolved, but was set aside for the time being as they continued to try to get Arabelle to her home. On the way, the UpDawgs discovered that Raj and the others that they cut down on the path to the lake is actually Arabelle's uncle and people she knew. A horrible sight for a 7-year-old seeing loved ones cut down in bloody murder, and with now blood-stained hands, she walked in silence through Vallaki until she had to direct them to her home. And we left off where you made it to the camp. And I described last time that the woods parted, revealing an expansive clearing. There's a small grass-covered hill with just these low houses built into the side, little hovels. Fog obscured the details of most of the house, but you could see there was carved woodwork with decorative lanterns. Atop the hill, above the fog, there is a ring of barrel-topped wagons and a large tent in the center of them that is brightly lit. And even at this distance, you can smell the odor of wine and horses that emanate from the central area.
Well, little girl, is this the town, the little gathering of people of yours?
Yes, this is exactly where I needed you to take me. If you follow me, I can take you to my father, who will most certainly reward you for my return.
Well, all right, yeah.
So following Arabelle, she leads you towards the grass-covered hill. The stench becomes even more unbearable. You're now closing in on one of the hovels at the base of the hill, on the eastern side where you're approaching from. Standing there quietly in front are 3 sullen figures bathed in warm lantern light. They have great cloaks and cowls that cover most of their dark hair and dark-skinned features. Arabelle just seems to nod at one of the guards and continues up the subtle incline of the hill, making her way towards the wagons.
Just get a motion to the guards like, we're with her.
I'm gonna give him the head up nod.
They, I mean, have some interest in you, but see you following one of them and don't say anything to you. Arabelle continues, and you all begin to climb the subtle incline of the grass hill. When you hear in the distance a crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. As you make it to the top of the hill, you quickly identify where the stench is coming from. The hilltop is covered with steaming piles of horse dung. There's more than 24 horses that stand within the circle of wagons just outside the tent. They're all individually tethered to just large stones. As you walk inside the wagon perimeter, you see piled outside the tent there's several empty casks of wine, and you hear an additional crack of the whip followed by a now familiar howl of a young gentleman.
I'm gonna distance myself from Arabelle as much and whisper whoever's closest by. You guys starting to think that this was not a great idea? This has got me. I've got the creeps right now, and we know that her uncle at least was he was gonna highway robbery us.
Well, it doesn't smell too good, I tell you that.
I do not.
It's not the horses. It's this whipping and screaming that we're hearing, and it seems dark and dangerous, and those guards look shady.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but I think we can defend ourselves if necessary.
Let's find
Maybe.
her father and get out.
All right, yeah, she did say reward. That will probably help us in some way.
What are you guys talking about up there?
Your feet!
Yeah, watch out, there's a lot of horse dung.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Arabelle is approaching the tent where the whipping seems to be coming from, and she turns and looks over her shoulder to notice that you're no longer following with her in stride, and kind of gives you like a circular motion with her arm, gesturing to follow, and she ducks inside the tent.
Oh boy,
All right,
here we go.
Here we go.
As you approach the opening of the tent, you can see 3 sputtering campfires that fill the tent with smoke. Through the haze, you can see 6 Vistani that are passed out in various places on the dead grass in the tent. There's a barely conscious and shirtless teenager that hugs the central pole with his hands bound around it. A barrel-chested brute of a man standing at least 6'3", probably 240 pounds, is gripping the end of a horsewhip. The man tries to run his hands through his unkempt hair to push it out of his face, with just kind of a failed attempt to fix his hair. He's wearing studded leather armor and what would be a very nice vest if it wasn't just covered in absolute filth. And standing in the shadow of this man is what is clearly his brother, the much more slender of the two. He has long dark hair that flows to probably his mid-back, and he has a well-groomed goatee that he has shaped to a point about an inch or two from the end of his chin. He puts his hand on his brother's shoulder, and you hear him say something to him, to maybe the effect that that's enough. As you approach and walk into the tent with Arabelle, the brute scowls at the man behind him, but before he can reply, you hear Arabelle just exclaim, "Father!" And she weaves through the unconscious drunks and leaps into the arms of the large brute of a man.
Is this room just want to take a look around and see if there's more than one exit and count how many Vistani? You said there were 6 Vistani?
Yeah, so it's a one entrance tent, but I mean it's pinned down in several different locations, but it is a tent.
Hmm.
So it's not solid walls or anything. You can see and confirm that there are 6 unconscious folk on the ground. There is the man with the whip, the man on his shoulder, and the teenager that is bound to the central pole of the tent.
Does the tent seem just to be a gathering tent, or are there like beds or
Does it seem
chests or anything
permanent?
around there?
Like,
Yeah.
more permanent, like.
Yeah, no, this is more for revelry. There's just a bunch of empty beer glasses. They have the 3 campfires that are going, and there's just like a few benches laid around. You could see where there's like a small circle that was kind of cleared out, where it looks like a couple of them were gambling before they probably passed out drunk.
All right. Well, Arabelle, we see Arabelle's father. Hello. We've returned your daughter from certain death.
Aragorn, release Alexei. I'm so glad you brought my daughter back to me. Now,
Sounds like a dangerous ride, dude.
I guess introductions are necessary, so I know who to reward for bringing my daughter home.
Well, I'm a Buio. You may have heard of me. It's possible. Say with kind of a smug air about myself.
I can't say I have. Either way, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Look a little defeated.
I'm Adonis, sir. Oh, hello.
And how about your larger friend skulking behind you?
That could be either one of us.
Name's Gudrun. I don't want to speak a lot to him. He's already ticked me off by tying this kid up.
And hi, Helena. Hi.
Well, Helena, you know you can come in here. You don't have to hang out by the entrance. You're a guest here.
I haven't had a bath in a while. I didn't want to be rude, but I'll come in.
If we can put up with all the other smells around here, I'm sure we can handle whatever is coming from you. Well, I appreciate the introductions. The name is Lavash. You see, I'm the leader of this camp here, along with my brother here, Aragorn. You see Aragorn, who is now untying this teenager, and you get like kind of a glimpse of like a side profile, and he has about a 4-inch scar that starts at the like top of his clavicle and goes straight up his throat.
You said that was Argyle had that scar, or Lavash?
Aragorn.
Argyle, thank you.
Aragorn from one knee, he's just kind of checking on the teenager. He just kind of nods and doesn't say anything.
Well, Adonis is actually the one who did all the saving, so I think he should get a little bit extra thanks. He jumped into the cold waters of the lake to save your daughter.
I think I'm gonna need you to slow down here a bit. Just back up for me. You mean to tell me that you found my daughter in the lake?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Lake Zarkovia. Zarovich. Mixing up Barovia and Zarovich.
Yes, and
I also said lake.
Happens all the
elderly
time.
man
Water.
fishing dumped her over into the lake
In a burlap sack.
for dead.
Is this true, Arabelle? She looks up at him and nods. So,
What's Arabelle's reaction to seeing this Alexei tied up?
she's not really. It's not that she's taken aback by it, really, or that surprised. She kind of like cocked her head and eyed it for a minute, but that was about it.
All right.
So you mean to tell me someone dragged her to Lake Tsarevich, tied her up in a sack, and dumped her overboard?
Well, she could tell you that. Actually, I take that back. She forgot most of it.
It seems she
But it
was
seems
knocked
to
out
be.
or confused, right?
So, what's left of this man who took my daughter?
Well, we took care of that evil man. He's been put to rest.
Quite the agreeable arrangement.
I do think so. You see a man who's kidnapped a young girl and tried to throw her in the river, you have to get rid of him.
I do like the way you think, and I do apologize for the scene you walked into. You see, Alexei over here was in charge of looking after the young Arabelle when she went missing. A harsh punishment, but I'm certain he will not soon forget this lesson. You see him just kind of sheepishly, still sitting at the central pole, nod his head, kind of defeated, unwilling to look up at Lavash.
Well, was Alexei able to see anything? How did Arabelle get kidnapped? We're all so curious.
Alexei looks at Lavash as almost like permission to speak, and he gives him a subtle nod and... Well, you see, I got drunk on duty and kinda passed out. Unfortunately, I deserved my punishment.
I didn't know duty could get you drunk.
You just gotta sniff it real good.
Funny
But you
time.
didn't hear. Thanks.
Well, Alexei, do you think that there was anybody shady looking around the time where Arabelle disappeared? A stranger, perhaps.
Well, unfortunately, I was gambling in one of the tents when Arabelle was supposed to be sleeping in Lavash's tent, or wagon, sorry.
I'm gonna start approaching him as he's explaining himself.
And well, you see, she woke up from her nap, and I went to go check on her, and it seemed like she took off, so I didn't think much of it. Maybe a couple hours passed, she didn't return, so finally I said something.
At that, I'm just gonna take a backhand to go, imbecile! Lavash, you were right to chain up this boy and punish him.
Well, quite the enthusiastic group we have. I do appreciate you looking after my Arabelle and worrying about her well-being, but leave the punishment to us here. I won't lie, he did deserve that, though. Didn't you, Alexei? Oh, yes, sir.
Helena does not like seeing this.
Well, Lavash, I don't want to get to the brass tacks of it too early, but Arabelle did mention a potential reward for her return.
Oh yes, and I will take care of you, but please enjoy your time here as my honored guest. We'll get down to that business here shortly. I do have some questions for you, as I know you're coming from Lake Zalvich. Have you happened to see my little brother? He goes by the name of Raj. I call him little, because he's younger than me, but he's got a few inches on me and quite a few pounds. He's not the type you'd forget if you saw.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lavash, we did come across his corpse and his gangs. They had all been murdered.
You wouldn't happen to have any enemies or someone you've angered recently that would come and kill your brother and kidnap your daughter, do you?
You see, we are typically pretty protected here, as we have some fairly well-known allies. This seems a little out of the ordinary, for sure. I'm sure I've pissed people off. Maybe even a few of them are in this very camp.
Well, Lavash, you do seem to have handle on the people that are around you, if I do say so. You know how to treat them. This is hard.
Does he look at all like you just told him his brother was dead? Does he like this?
He's not sad. He seems a little. He's starting to get a little worked up. Like he's a little angry. trying to piece some things together.
I was getting him off our scent.
So these allies, they must not have been protecting as much as they always do.
We are known around here, and who we are allied to is also known. Typically, they don't have to be around to protect us.
What were they doing at the lake anyway?
They were out looking for my daughter.
Oh.
Now you tell me you took care of this man who took my daughter. Was he a fighting man? Could he have killed my brother?
I really seriously doubt it. The man was scrawny and weak and old and very belligerently drunk.
Yeah, he was definitely an accomplice of sorts. Somebody had tried to use him as a pawn. Couldn't have been anything more than that.
Well, things got interesting around here. Now, if any of you seem to pick up any information on anyone who has the means to cut down my brother, you make sure you tell me.
Will do, sir. We'll be on the lookout.
I do have one additional question before I get to your reward. You see, it's been a few weeks since I've been able to get refills on those empty casks of wine out there. Do any of you know where I could get me some?
What kind of wine was it? Was it the Grape Smash number 9?
3.
Was it the 3? Was it the
Dragon Crush 42?
one of the other two kinds of wines?
Well, we had quite a few barrels of the Grape Smash number 3 and a few of the Red Dragon Crush. I'd be willing to pay handsomely if I could get my hands on a couple of barrels.
We got some
Wow.
bad news about the wine. Oh god.
Yeah,
It's-
Lavash.
We've been to the winery. It's a terrible situation. Production is all but ceased. Well, it has ceased. It's not happening. If you didn't know what ceased meant.
Don't you get it? There's no more wine.
Well, shit.
We had heard of these the winery's crystals that they use to produce the wine. Someone had taken them, or they
Might
had
have been a trade
they had
secret.
disappeared, or they had been taken of some reason.
Well,
I
I
mean,
get-
we
guess
could
it-
divide and conquer. We do actually know where. We have suspicions about who might have the crystals. There were some druids at the south, I think, and then
Have you heard of Baba Yaga?
Baba Yaga.
I can't say I've heard of any druids or this Baba Yaga you speak of. Quite honestly, it sounds like a bit of a hassle. We could always get us some export.
Oh. Would there be a reason to come here anymore if you could just get that elsewhere?
I will
I thought
say
Vistani came because the wine was so good.
it is part of it, but we're a little more tied to these lands than just for the wine.
But it's so depressing.
It is, except when the lord of the land owes your people a great debt.
Oh.
And
So you're aligned with the Morning Lord then?
No, I am not aligned with the Morning Lord.
Ah. Well, we know
What is
some
this?
kooks that are aligned with the Morning Lord.
There's,
Woof.
there's probably a few in our camp who even worship silly deities. I don't have time to worship someone who's, well, frankly, I can't see.
What is this debt that you speak of?
Well, it's I can't tell you. I
How
can't.
did you come to be owed such a favor?
Oh, not me personally. It's just the Vistani in general. Centuries ago, the rumor is that a Vistani man had help.
Hold on, Gudrun's gotta get out his notebook.
Oh, sorry.
He's very interested in exposition.
Had helped the lord of these lands. It's been, like I said, centuries, so the details are a little watered down, but apparently he had saved his life, and ever since then, he's owed the Vistani and has respected us.
Sounds like quite a tale. We met a
Sounds
Vistani group down to the somewhere. I forget
At
where
the
we are.
surf pool.
At the Sare Pool.
Yes. Do tell of Radu and Madame Eva. Do you know them?
Yeah, one of the few that still have an elderly elder running their group. I think they're a little, soft-hearted and, soft in general, personally, but I see them around from time to time.
What if
Radu's
they're-
one hell of a storyteller.
What if a group elder was a youngster? Is that possible?
Well, the oldest of a group is considered the elder and leader, so I guess it
Ah,
could.
shoot, I just made a fool of myself.
Real quick, by the Lord of this land, you don't mean like the Lord. Strahd.
Yes, Strahd, precisely.
Oh. I knew he wasn't that bad.
What?
I mean,
What?
But how can you say that his dead is being withheld when your daughter was so easily taken from the camp, the daughter of the leader? How can you remain allegiant to that person, to this Strahd?
Much like it's not my job to watch after everyone within this camp, there's no way that Strahd can pay attention to all the going abouts.
Some leader.
But if
Not you, him.
But if I had a suspicion of who had taken her and word got to him, or if I ever find out who cut down my brother Raj, I know he would certainly cut them down with a vengeance.
Well, we would
I'd hate to be
gladly
confused.
try to help you find those people. Act as sort of agents, one might say.
Well, that is mighty kind of you. I guess I'll be expecting a second visit from y'all.
If we ever do find anything out.
some leads would be nice. But if we run across anything, we'll be sure to return.
Yeah, are you sure you don't have any sort of inkling or suspicion of who might have done this to you and your daughter?
I can't think of anybody specific, but I haven't got to everybody in the camp, and there's quite a few out still looking for her, so...
Could it be that
Glad
one
we
of
could
them
get
was
her
in
back
line
safely.
with this plot?
Poor Adonis.
These Buio love kids so much.
Yes, it has come across my mind that possibly someone is stepping out of line.
Well, we'll keep our ears open and our eyes watchful.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Argo, how about you come on with me and escort these fine folks so we can show them to their reward.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see like if he's onto us in any way. If he's true, if he's playing dumb, or if he's
Can you just read his mind?
not without level 2 spell slots.
Oh.
And that's
Spell
not a
slot
very good one. It's only like 8.
Like 8?
It is 8.
Oh.
Only there's 9.
It's like 8, but it's actually
Seven.
like 10. I mean,
He seems genuine that he's going to take you to give you a reward, and it makes sense to believe that a man wouldn't reward those who he suspects of kidnapping and trying to murder his daughter.
He's gonna reward
does
us
make
with a
sense
knuckle
to Buio.
sandwich.
It's all the logic he needs.
So he leads you out of the tent and heads to the far north actually, wagon. At the base of the wagon there are two locks. Argyle puts one key in one and turns it, and it unlocks, and Lavash does the same. After a few moments, before Lavash opens the door, he looks and says, "Now you can look in and you can pick one thing out of the wagon without going in.
Ooh.
You see here, we like to gamble, so I'd like to see what you choose. I will say, there is one small wooden box that I would avoid. It is filled with vials that are supposed to help you escape the fog, but they were not as potent as we were hoping. If you were
Why would you want to escape the fog if your god, your leader, is the one who generates it?
Well, we make these potions with his help. We drink them and we can come and go as we please. And I wouldn't call him my god.
I mean, you're deity. You're not deity either. Whatever you want to call him.
Friend.
Friend.
I don't
Just like us.
Your friend in
Just
high
have a-
places.
Aw.
We're all friends. I
Well-
look inside the wagon and I see friendship. I pick that.
Dang it. Friendship is my weapon.
God. Alright, well
1d6.
you wield friendship and hopefully it does at least a d10 damage because
Yeah.
Jesus. And it better be radiant because we're fucked if not.
So, Argyle holds one of the small doors and Lavash the other and opens the doors, revealing its contents. In the back corner, you do see the very clear, small wooden box that he told you to ignore. You can still choose it if you want.
It seems like such an obvious trap. Like pointing it out so don't take it, but that
Don't
makes me
take the
want it.
box.
But he wants me to want it, or he wants me to not want it. I can't
But then
tell.
later, our DM's like, why didn't you take the box? I laid it out for you to take the box.
Because you're not supposed to take this.
Oh,
If
There-
you don't, then he makes
It's alright
fun of
if
you.
we-
If you do, it's a mimic.
I guarantee if we stay the night at this place, Buio will end up with the damn box.
like with the whole wagon.
Like, there's no... Yeah, he'll just drive off in the wagon and we won't see him anymore.
Anyways, revealing the contents of the wagon, you see a large wooden chest, an iron chest, there's an onyx jewelry box with gold filigree, and there's a wooden throne with gold inlay and decorative stones, and then a rolled up 10-foot square rug with an exquisite unicorn motif.
Well, I think it's only fair
Wait.
that since Adonis was the first to jump in the pond to save sweet Arabelle, that he should have the first pick.
So wait, we're just collectively all getting the one item, or everyone chooses one?
One item for all of you.
That's what I
Oh.
thought.
Oh,
See, okay,
well,
whoa, you guys thought we were getting everything?
that would have been very exciting.
Alright, well. This is a lot of pressure. It's the easiest thing to carry is a jewelry box.
Unless it's a flying carpet.
Do you guys have any input? I mean, flying carpet.
And I like
Ooh.
unicorns.
You guys already know Buio wants the box that he told us not to have.
No, I totally don't want that box. No box.
Alright,
What does Adonis want?
the jewelry box.
If
I'm
we're-
gonna grab the
We're
jewelry
not
box
taking
if
the
you're.
small box. I want the iron one.
That's
Yeah,
We
fair.
want the iron one. We're
But the
gonna
jewelry
be able
box
to
had
open
cool
that
stuff.
here, right? We don't have to take it with us.
Now, I have Lavash.
Yes, Gudrun.
I squeezed the life from this man. The man that dumped your daughter. So not only did we rescue her from the bottom of
dumped your daughter.
the lake, but we killed the man who did it. Don't you think that deserves 2 rewards? 1 for each action.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Gudrun.
Who are these people I'm traveling with?
Ooh, natural 20.
Connivers
21.
and cheats.
It's a natural 20.
Like,
Natural 20. You want that? Hold on, here we go. Here we go. Hold on, where is it?
kill his brother and we try to swindle him out of extra skin.
He doesn't know that.
We're gonna catch
I
those
know,
bastards
but-
that killed his brother.
That's
Then
hilarious.
we get a third reward.
And then we steal the box.
Well, tell me this one. You're the one who squeezed the life out of him?
Yes.
Well, I had a little something set aside for Adonis for being the one who saved my daughter. And I'll throw something extra for you as well. But you still get to choose one thing out of the wagon.
Well, then Helena and Buio, I think you should choose out of the wagon.
That's fair.
As long as we go with anything but Buyo's choice.
Well, Helena, that would just be you choosing.
No, because I don't want any of those other items. Oh god.
You don't? Then we want the one that Buio chooses.
No, jewelry box. Iron box?
I'll be willing to settle for the iron box.
Wooden chest, iron chest, onyx jewelry box, wooden throne, rug.
How big was the iron chest? Chest size?
It's like
Roughly could fit a Buio?
no, it's not big enough to fit a Buio.
Oh.
It's like 2 feet by
Is it
2
like-
feet. Still pretty big.
Square chest.
Yeah, I still want that. If we're not gonna go for the small wooden box.
What if it's a prank?
What if it's another box?
Get pranked, Helena. Do
A
it.
box could be anything, even a boat.
Oh man,
Boat!
What's in the
Alright.
box?
I think
Come
we're
on.
all in agreement.
Are you? Because
The
I
jewelry box.
have no idea.
I'm just throwing it out there. The rug. Could
That
be
was also
anything.
the rug. It could be a flying rug. It's got a unicorn on it.
Cannot be the biggest decision of our lives. Just pick something.
All right. Jewelry box. We're voting jewelry box.
Yeah, that's fine.
Final choice.
Oh, maybe the jewelry box is wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
pick the
No
fancy
wrong
box.
choice.
Helena, you
No, this is
stuck
like
with us
in-
for this long.
Indiana
get the
Jones.
fancy box.
You pick the fancy goblet and then it kills you. Oh god.
I'll
I
get
didn't
it.
read
I
the
don't know what Indiana Jones is, but that sounds like backwards logic to me. You take the fancy glass.
You hear Aragorn. I'll get it. And he steps into the wagon and grabs the onyx box and hands it to Helena, who chose it first, and Buio agreed.
The jewelry box?
What happened to him when he stepped into the wagon? He made this sound.
Yeah,
From his neck scar.
As he had it hold his breath.
he was, for what you can tell, go ahead and make a perception check.
I was waiting for that. Oh God. 4.
For what you can tell, it's how he talks.
That's fair.
Gee whiz. Open it, Helena. What's in it?
Oh, it could be anything.
Yeah, but you can open it and see it.
So
Yeah.
it's a holding it. It is just a elegantly, very masterfully created onyx box with just this beautiful filigree that decorates the entire perimeter of this black onyx box.
It's a filigree. Open the box.
You open the box, and there are 6 pieces of. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh,
It's the
what if
Captain Planet rings.
there are 5 pieces?
Water! Earth!
Love.
Trash.
19.
There are 6 pieces of cheaply made jewelry and an unlabeled crystal vial with reddish content. A red liquid content inside the crystal vial.
Oh.
Healing potion.
Well, Buio,
We get
do
an
you
extra
want
heart.
the stuff that's inside, and I'll keep the box?
No, Helena, you should take the jewelry. It'd look good on you.
Are you calling me
Cheap.
cheap? That's fucked up, Buio.
To be fair, he doesn't really know what quality or not when it comes to jewelry.
I understand.
He's not trying to be insulting.
It's too late.
She doesn't know that.
She doesn't know that.
Oh. Okay, I'll hold on to this until, I think we made the right choice.
I'll take the crystal though, if that's what. You can have the rest of it. The crystal vial.
Oh, the vial. You know
Look,
what? Sure.
Helena, you can
You
put
might need it.
like an old finger or
I would love to store my trash in this beautiful box.
no.
A home for Theodore.
Okay, so if you do take the vial, just mark it down for my notes. Unlabeled crystal vial, and just make a note of Vistani camp. Or Lavash. You could put Lavash, that'd be easy enough. Shorter.
Got it.
Ooh.
Special. Special
It's like
vial alert.
It's like the water and water boy from the Eskimos. Blessed by the Eskimos.
I would like you to make the same note on your Onyx box that it was from Lavash.
Okay.
It's just how I keep.
If we're talking cheap jewelry, we talk.
What are we talking?
We're talking like a cheaply made silver. It's still silver necklace. There's like a small emerald inlaid with a princess cut emerald. I don't fucking know. I'm making shit up.
Come on now.
Keep going.
In detail.
You're describing what Helena's going to be wearing the rest of the session, so this is important.
Okay, so you got
Gotta flaunt it.
You got the silver necklace with a very small emerald inlaid into it. There's 2 silver rings with no gemstone. There's an additional silver ring with a heart-shaped mystic fire topaz.
Beautiful.
I'll trade you for my gold rings.
Oh yeah.
There is a singular gold ring, and then there's a bracelet with a small ruby inlaid into it.
And a ring pop.
I'm wearing it all but the gold ring because I got a match.
Did you?
And I'm allergic to gold.
You make notes of all of that
Yeah.
specifically?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I didn't.
Well, one of us did. I'm gonna mute my
At
mic now and type for a little while.
least we have it on file.
Yeah, just put the cheap jewelry. Make sure that Lavash is in parentheses, and same with the jewelry box. I track all the loot you get from places by location, so if in 30 months when you're like, oh, I got this from here, alright, I got this, what is it again? Where'd you get it? I can actually.
Why do we sound like that?
I'll actually know. Cause you're all just whiny players.
Hey, what is this?
That's all you sound. That's
got
how you sound to
pants.
me.
I got these pants.
I'm just.
I have a
There's
bedroll.
rhinestones on them.
Where'd I get
Where's
this
my bedroll?
bedroll from? I've never
This
even
is-
specified.
Where's the bedroll?
I laid it
I don't
down.
even have a bed.
Anyways, So yeah,
Swiss roll, dude.
Argyle had walked out of the cabin, the wagon. He closed the 2 doors behind them. Handed you the onyx box. All of you were kind of like looking over Helena's shoulder as she was sifting through it. Lavash and Argyle closed their doors, put their locks on, and put both of their keys each on their belts.
On the belts. You know what else happens when you take belts off?
Don't do it, Buio. It's not worth it.
I'm not doing anything.
Alexi gets whipped.
Alexi gets whipped, and he's a moron. We've proven that.
Well,
He's about to hoe me out.
You got your reward. Adonis,
Hey,
Gudrun.
Alexi, what is this crystal vial full of?
Alexi.
Not Alexi. Lavash. Not Alexi on the brain.
Well, that is a potion we came across. Not certain what it does or what it's for. Kinda why we stuck it in the jewelry box.
That's a very apt place to put a potion amongst the silver jewelry. That's where I would put it.
You know, Buio, I think I'm starting to like you.
Ah, shucks, Lavash. No, you're not.
He did not just shucks. He just shucks, folks.
Anyways, Gudrun, Adonis, you can have this as well. And he hands you, off of his belt, each a personal pouch of his.
Ooh, personal pouch. I'm gonna shake it a little bit. What does it sound like?
Coins.
Ooh.
Squishy.
How Betty.
There's
I'll put it up to find out.
not as many as you'd hope. It's kind of they're deflated pouches.
1, 2, 3.
You want to open it and look?
4.
Oh yeah, I'm opening mine.
25, 26,
You both open them, and there
73.
are
50.
just these very precious platinum pieces.
Ooh.
Each sack has 10 platinum each, and they each have the portrait of Strahd in the coin.
Stradbug.
You know, he did. Doesn't look as ugly whenever he's in platinum.
Looks pretty good in platinum.
Mm-hmm.
10 platinums with straw.
Even I'd be his ally if he was platinum.
I'm pretty sure you can exchange 1,500 Shroud bucks for a deck of cards or one of those Chinese finger traps. Here at Silly Straw!
What about the Laffy Taffy? I usually go for the Laffy Taffy.
Oh, you get plenty of Laffy Taffy.
Nice.
Well, frankly, I mentioned I kind of like you folks, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm tired of playing host. I want to get back to my drinking. And Argyle, you see here, he doesn't. He's not the conversation type. So you are more than welcome to find a place to stay. You'll be safer here than out on the road, I can promise you that, especially at nightfall, which it is probably about 9 o'clock at this point.
Well, Lavash, I'd love to join you in a drink of wine, or maybe a few. I've actually had a question, too. That lovely studded leather armor of yours, I've been looking for a set of that would fit me. And that's also dyed black. Think you'd know where I could find something like that?
is a pretty specific request, but we actually have a leather worker amongst our mix. You see, all of us are quite bigger than you, but we could have one made. Now,
Shouldn't take that too much time. I'm a little man.
getting the proper leather and curing it takes the standard 5 days, but putting it together and stitching it won't take too much time extra. So we could, for, of course, all of your hard work and, you know, offering your services and bringing us more wine, could make you a fine black-dyed studded leather.
Oh, I'm into that. Well, that sounds like a lovely arrangement.
So if you come back with, we'll say, 1 barrel of wine, or information on who had killed my brother, Ara goes 2, you see, I'm the nice one, and I'm sure he would love to know. I'll give you that fine studded leather armor.
In 5 days. And change.
It'll be ready in 5 days, but if you don't have
Ready in
any
5
information, I'm sure someone will buy it.
And indeed, there are plenty of small people around here that need black studded leather armor.
You could even give it to your daughter.
On the same subject.
What a great suggestion, Helena.
Well, that's true. You could give
I
it
was
to-
gonna say crop top, but that works.
I'd like to partake in a night of drinking and revelry, and perhaps a good rest. If it's all right with the rest of us.
Yeah, I'd like to take him up on the offer of finding somewhere here to stay. I don't want to go back on the road just quite yet.
Well, there's plenty of grass for you to stay. You can sleep in the tent, too. There's quite a few drunks who've found sleep there, and I'm sure there's quite a few more who'll make their way back. It's kind of a rowdy place to try to sleep, but if noise doesn't bother you, it suits you just fine.
Alright.
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 All right.
Yeah, I'm cool with sleeping in here, yeah. Or the tent, yeah.
So,
Bet-
Lavash gives you a
One
water
big tent.
water skin, about a half
My
gallon water skin probably. It's filled with wine for each of you to share, and as you drink, and
I'm going to horses.
that's fine. So Buio, you wanted to drink and spend time with Lavash, so you do, and you see, since you got here, about an hour has passed, and you see there's like 3 other Vistani just kind of roaming around. Another hour passes of you all drinking with Lavash, if there's nothing else you'd like to do, but another hour passes and you see another 4 come back. They're
So
kind of
as we're rubbing shoulders with Lavash, I'm asking him, trying to get a little bit more information about Strahd and their relationship with him, and kind of how he treats them, this and that.
I'm asking the horses the same questions.
So for brevity, he treats the Vistani just fine. He gets some wine. he pays him well if he asks for any favors, and they kind of do their own thing. He kind of does his own thing, unless they need to do other things. It's not that they're like his right hand. Lavash is not his right hand man by anything. The longer you talk to him, the more arrogance you see come out of him, and how he feels that, he runs a tight ship, and he doesn't, maybe alludes to not needing Strahd as much as he does, but or as much as he uses him, but nonetheless, he still accepts all of his help. It's kind of like when you get drunk and tell someone you're going to change your entire life and quit accepting help from someone, from your parents or something, and you just keep doing it.
Don't cry, Dia.
I don't need them.
Anyways,
I can live on my own just fine.
But it's more arrogance than like him mistreating them and him wanting to get away. It's just his own misguided arrogance. And during the conversation, he brings up that someone in one of the hovels on the east part of the hill, his name is Casimir, and he messaged him while you're speaking, and he almost forgot to mention that Casimir asked for your audience before you leave the camp. You see, he has something very important to give you, and he knows you're here based off the description his guards gave him.
Specifically Buio, or
Specifically all of you.
Oh.
Except for Helena.
I
She's
thought
with the
maybe he had
horses.
heard of Buio.
You're not a hard group to...
Everyone's heard of the
Forget.
UpDawgs.
Another quest.
We are world famous.
He
At
mentions
least,
that
at the very least, regionally famous.
he does mention that it's late though, and you can find Casimir in the morning, I'm sure, and not all of your companions are around you either, so...
Are the horses treated well?
Yes. They eat, have a place to stay, they sleep fine.
They don't get to move around a whole lot.
They move around quite a bit.
Oh.
There are 6 horses that are treated slightly better. They're the riding horses, though.
Oh.
First,
It's very cliquey in horse groups, I've noticed.
well, there's just the 6 riding horse first, the like 24 like daft workhorses.
They're my friends.
They have a little nicer saddle, and they have actual riding bags. They're ready to go on long journeys at any time, where the other ones are just kind of workhorses and pull wagons. The other 6 never pull them.
I can relate.
We had some good conversation with, Bruna and
Krug?
Daffodil.
and Krug and Wendy.
Sugar Cube.
It's a good horse name.
Well,
Oh, wait. The brother's horse. I want to ask around and see if he had a horse. The one that no longer needs a horse because he's in a hole.
Raj.
well,
Yeah.
asking around, you find out that Raj, Arabelle, Lavash, each kind of claim 2 of the riding horses themselves.
So when all 3 of them are there, do they share?
Well, they typically ride in a wagon.
Oh.
But they have the riding horses in case they need to go off and do anything.
I'll take a swig of my wine pouch and let Raj's horses know that he's no longer with us.
His horse, she tells you that he was a good man who took care of her
And he was heavy as crap. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't need a perception check to know his horse is lying to me.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Alright, that's all the time I need with the horses.
Sure. Anything anyone else would like to do?
I would actually really like to get same thing along. I'd like to find a handed option for myself a shield. I don't know if it's possible, but we don't see very much civilization. So is there anyone that I could try to find that could buy or make a deal with like that here?
To get what?
Like a one-handed axe or something. A shield.
You're looking for throwing axes and shields, or a...
Not just like a regular like battle axe.
One-handed battle axe.
One-handed.
Which might be called a hand axe.
Might be called a hand axe.
No. Battle axe. I want a battle axe.
But not like a battle axe, like a...
Like a
I like
hatchet.
a one-handed battle axe. Not a
Like
great
something
axe.
like a halfling would use as a battle axe.
Damn it.
Buio size battle axe.
So you ask around a bit, and you seem to be dealing with men of blades. Most of them have either rapiers or scimitars and
Okay.
daggers. None of them seem to have any shields.
Dane.
You do find out that there is a place in Vallaki, the R6 stockyard, that will sell these things to you at a inflated price.
Vallaki. What was it? Something stockyard?
Yeah, Arsec, A-R-S-E-K.
Got it.
I return.
Okay. Good.
Adonis is drunk too much. He's in and out.
Returned.
Adonis doesn't even know why somebody came to find us because his internet. I restarted it.
Oh, we didn't get to that yet. I think we waited. Can we take a break? I gotta pee.
Yeah, if everybody's done and you wanted to rest for the night, I was going to suggest we take a break. I guess where would each of you like to sleep? In the tent? Outside the tent?
I'll sleep in the tent.
In the tent, hopefully
In
on a
the tent.
cot.
With the horses. I have the shit though.
We could sleep on a stone bench, or you can sleep in your bedroll.
I'll prop up a wood hill to sleep on. With a bedroll.
So, each of you, except Helena, go ahead to sleep in the tent.
I don't see any opportunity, so I'm not doing anything.
Okay. So Buio kind of stays up for a bit, tries to pay attention for something, but heads to bed. And we'll take a quick break.
Quick break!
Okay. Anyways, you all, well, welcome back here, boys, to the land of, country Vistani camps.
Give me that long rest.
Y'all did your best to get a long rest, but not a single one of y'all got it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you get your long rest.
Oh no!
Yes, long rest.
It's not.
I'm gonna.
It's not comfortable. It smells just overwhelmingly like shit. There's drunks snoring all over the place. There's people like crawling over you at all hours of the night. There's 30 horses that are like rustling, and you get the occasional like whinny in the middle
they're
of the
sleeping.
night. Anyways, there's a dozen wagons filled with people that are just making noise, some all hours of the night. But either way, you find rest one way or another, and you all wake up. Maybe not Helena, but everyone else reasonably early in the morning. Probably like, we'll call it 9. 9's kind of late for you guys. is kind of hard sleeping. We'll just call it 9 o'clock. You wake up at around 9 in the morning.
9 o'clock on a Saturday.
What's the scene? Are there still a lot of passed out people, or are there?
So, Gudrun, Buio, Adonis, you wake up in the tent, and there's still at least half a dozen people just face down in the dirt, drooling on themselves, snoring. There's the ripe smell of vomit that just accents the horse shit that just engulfs this like smoke-filled tent that you all slept in. Maybe dealing with some carbon monoxide poisoning. You're not sure yet. You laid on the ground at least. That helps, right? Anyways, it's just a whole mixed bag of fucking shitty smells and drunkards sleeping. Helena is out in the fresh air, laying with the horses. All of them are awake. Helena dead asleep. Sun is up. I will say, for the first time in a long time, it is not raining.
It's because I slept outside.
But,
And the sun is up.
well, the sun is around often,
Sun's around.
but it is more so around today than usual. Anyways, you can see that Lavash and Argyle are sitting on opposite sides of the tent, or opposite sides of the camp. Sorry, just kind of one's fiddling with a piece of wood, like carving something out of it. The others, that'd be Argyle. Lavash is sitting drinking 9 in the morning.
Well,
I'm
Adonis is
gonna.
gonna get fresh air.
Yeah, let's get some fresh air.
Yeah, me too. Random question. Hit die is at half of your level, rounded down, that you get back.
You get half of your total hit dice back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Rounded down.
Yep.
Yeah, rounded down.
Dane, only 2.
I think, for some reason, I think hit dice is like one of the only thing that's rounded up. Yeah, because
I don't remember.
because you should be able to get all your hit dice back in 2 long rests.
Regain hit dice up to half of your max hit dice.
Yeah, minimum 1.
It doesn't.
Up to half.
We'll never
You
know.
can't go over
Well,
half. So
yeah, if it
depends.
says up to half, yeah, 2.5 would be your max, so you get 3.
So I get that half.
So I
Yeah,
got
so you
2d8
can't
and
get
d4.
Yep, exactly.
So now I have 5
like
and a
that.
half hit dice.
Yeah, like
I can't wait to
Nah,
roll it.
Yeah, so you can get 2 hit dice back
D3.
Can I take another nap with that third one?
in 8-hour nap.
You can extend it.
Well, I'm in my little walk around the campsite looking for unpopulated area to take out this box that I took from the fisherman. I don't know. I'm a little wary of prying eyes. Other than I'm happy to share with the group, but I don't want this any of the Vistani to potentially recognize this box.
Go ahead and make
Buio
a
thirsty?
stealth check.
This
We'll
morning?
get to it.
Okay.
Stealth check is a pretty good 16.
See, I wanted to waste a high roll on the stealth check for him to sneak off and find out that the fisherman had a box filled with tackle and now, like, dying, rotting live bait.
Yummy.
So now when he
Keep
has
it away from Helena, she'll snatch it up.
Yeah, baby's back awake. I gotta take another quick hiatus. Please continue, though.
Gudrun, you're awake. What are you doing?
We finally found the baby.
I can see
Oh,
just your eyes. I like
I know, I'm
it.
leaning down. I step outside of the tent and you just. And I scream a little, just to get the lungs opened up.
You never yawned so hard or stretched so hard that you screamed? Come on.
Yeah. And then I walk around the edges of the camp trying to, in my usual commune with nature, just get a little bit of time alone while I pick some berries and maybe sharpen the old wolfsbane a little bit.
Well, if you want to pick berries, you'd have to leave the hill entirely.
All right, well, I'll pick flowers and smell them and then drop them.
He's so
or
sensitive.
anything. Or if there's no flowers, maybe it'll be blades of grass. And
There's some weeds. Some like
great. Dandelions.
Yeah,
Barovian dandelions.
Everyone loves to smell the dandelions in the morning. I'm pretty sure that's a saying.
You can save the roots for tea.
Gudrun would probably know that.
So I do. I save them for tea.
How you doing, Adonis?
I'm doing fine. I'm gonna find Helena, make sure she's doing alright.
Dead asleep with like a small
Dead.
just a small mound like propping her head up. She's got her just mouth open, like Theodore's sitting on her chest, wide awake, like patiently waiting for his master to wake up and feed him.
I'm gonna nudge her awake with my foot.
Where? Like on her shoulder? You pushing her hip?
Yeah, just like I don't know, ribs area. Like pushing, not kicking. Like,
Donna, who is it?
well, you had it right the first time.
5 more minutes.
No.
2 more minutes.
1 more minute.
She's asleep.
No, I don't allow it.
Fine. We'll get up.
What do you need to sleep for anyway?
Did you not sleep?
Yeah, but I don't sleep for 12 hours.
This is a long night. The horses have a lot to say, Adonis. You should talk to him sometime.
I won't get anything from that, and you know it. What are they gonna say?
They told me all sorts of things. Mostly gossip.
Ooh. Tell me one thing.
Nothing you'd be interested in, I'm sure.
I want to know what horse gossip is.
You wouldn't understand.
Tell me in horse, then.
What if you just make your voice a bit hoarse?
Boo.
I think, where are the others?
Oh, I don't
Did you
know.
c-
Buio
you came to me
scampered
first?
off as usual, and then, well, you weren't with us. You can stay here if you want, I guess, but I'm gonna go back up to Gudrun.
I'm gonna come
You need
with
to get out of
you.
here.
Just let me, get ready. And I pack up my rat, who left his bag without permission. And, push my dirt pile back to even ground. So that, the horses don't trip over it. That'd be rude.
Can't wait to figure out where we're going next.
Did you guys get in anything, interesting last night?
Probably not. I don't know. I didn't really hear much.
I will say that Lavash, all of you slept in the tent. We're spending time in the tent. So Lavash telling Buio that Casimir wanted to talk to you, both of you would have heard that as well.
What's said there?
Where'd Buio go?
He's probably up to his normal hood rat shit.
He'll
I had
probably
to
meet us
guess.
there. I trust that he'll meet us there.
If we wait for him, he'll come back with an army chasing him, or blood on his hands, or...
Then let's
Who
not be
knows?
there when they come running.
Right. I love him to death.
Yeah. I guess just searching for,
Casimir?
based off
The reigns
the
of Castamere.
description that we've got.
It was the hovel you walked by with the 3 guards. He was, Buio was told that your descriptions were clear and known by the guards.
Oh.
They knew to tell Casimir to get you to stop by before you leave.
So he's heard of the UpDawgs.
All right.
We're famous.
All right, I'm gonna level with you. I just wanted to listen to Casimir's voice that I recorded because I forgot.
Oh.
But it'll be on the recording, so I'll need Ben to cut it out.
Customer.
Fine.
Casimir.
But I will
It's
definitely
me.
keep it.
The
Just for me.
name's
Hello.
Casimir. I got it. We're good. You remember
Cashmere.
he's got to be country. Don't you forget it.
Oh, I won't
Hello.
forget it, Paul.
Just kidding. Anyways. Yeah. Sorry for that technical difficulties. Anyways. So you're on your way to meet Casimir in the Eastern Hovel. So,
Love Eastern Hovel.
all four of you, will say Buio kind of sees you all making your way down, and with his, luckily, boots of striding, is able to catch up to you with his little legs. Surprisingly quick. So you make your way down the hill, and you become slightly relieved that you are now distancing yourself from the horrible smell. Not Helena, but the incredible amounts of horse shit.
I'm that smell that won't go away.
As you approach the easternmost hovel, the direction in which you came, they're the same, at least, I mean, I guess they're partly obscured, but what you think to be the same three sullen, gray-cloaked guards silently eyeing you. Without a word, two of them part, giving you a clear path to the hovel door, and a third one gestures for you to enter as he opens the door.
No, that's more like it. I walk in.
Wait, this could be just like the chess situation. We don't take the one that we're supposed to.
Gudrun walks in, and upon entering, you see
Yeah, fuck my party.
You see a decorative vestibule and a
Vestibule.
comfortable room beyond. There's a fireplace. You see that there are many wooden statues. Many of them are of well-known elven deities. And Gudrun, you specifically would know these because some of your, I guess you could call them inmates, prisoners, etc., had these very idols themselves.
Ooh.
The elven deities are like in the surrounding walls, just in like little cubbies, and there's a giant tapestry of a forest that hangs on the opposite wall of the cubby-filled deity wall. In the more comfortable room I just described, there's a man sitting down with his nose in a book. He has shaggy, shoulder-length hair with charcoal-colored grayish skin. His cheekbones are slightly sunken, or they slightly protrude, and his cheeks are slightly sunken in, giving him wood elf-like features.
Ooh.
And he has sunken eyes of a man whose dreams haunt him.
How do you spell Casimir?
Kasimir. As you enter his quaint hovel, the man rises. Thank you for visiting my quaint hovel. You must be the adventures Ursik mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've
that
heard
would
of
be
us? We are the UpDawgs.
Well, I'm unfamiliar with any names to put to each of you, but your unique descriptions match perfectly with what my gods were given by this man Ursik.
What's mine say?
Oh boy. Are you sure you want me to
What'd she
tell
do?
you?
Yeah, what's she described as? Come on, lay it on us. I want to know what people know us as.
Average, scrawny human with long, dirty hair and tattered clothing.
Boy,
Ooh,
I'll arm
do
wrestle
me
you right
next.
now.
Do me next.
A elongated snout accompanied by grayish fur. A hulkish man, not quite werewolf.
See?
I don't want to know, thank you.
And a short, masked halfling.
What a lame description.
Pretty accurate. But why not insult him too?
Never Buio.
I am only reading the descriptions that were given.
Well, I
So
think
what do you want to talk to a scrawny, dirty boy about?
Well, this man, Ursik, who I haven't come across before, had left a letter for each of you with, Strahd's seal.
Oh god.
Do you know what Strahd would want to do with, or want from each of you?
I'm not thinking it's something that I want to discuss. Can I have my letter, please?
I won't know.
Strahd
until
and
I
us
read
go
it,
way
I guess.
back.
Oh, okay. I guess if taking one of our friends is going way back, then yeah, we go way back.
Don't forget, he almost killed Buio. Don't forget.
You know, maybe oversharing is not a good thing.
Well, it sounds like you have a rich history with him. I will say before I hand this letter over that the messenger mentioned that you would have 2 days to fit this arrangement into your schedule.
Huh.
And he puts his hand out with the letter. Who takes it?
Adonis is the only one that knows how to read.
I get pushed forward, I assume, and then I take it.
Okay, do you want me to read it in Strahd voice, or do you want to read the letter that I'm putting in your player
I want
folder?
Adonis to read it.
I want you. Well, I kind of wanted you to read it in Strahd voice, and then I could. It would be so beautiful. It doesn't matter. You could just send it.
Well, it's in your folder. I could still read
Oh,
it though
boy.
if you want.
Wait, maybe you should read it. I'm scared of what this is gonna do to Ben's computer.
I'm clicking.
I hope this went to his folder.
Um,
I don't see it.
Citadel paintings.
Definitely
I
read
don't
it.
see it either. There's a
This is
I'm
spell
listening
book
and trying
from.
to put baby down at the same time, so I would love to hear the letter in Strahd voice.
I would love to see the letter.
Alright, Travis it
I'll
is.
do the Strahd voice.
Oh, I see what I did.
Adventurers. I just mixed Strahd into. Okay. Oh God, who can read this? My friends, know that it is I who have brought you to this land, my home, and know that I alone
can release you from it. I bid you dine at my castle so we can meet in civilized surroundings. Your passage here will be a safe one.
I await your arrival. Your host, Strahd von Zarovich.
XOXO.
Well, yep, that's what it says. It says that we're invited to his house for dinner. I don't hope we're not dinner.
Do you think he's the kind of guy that would practical joke us?
Kinda. Do we trust him? Is he going to be able to get us out of here? He admitted in the letter that he brought us here.
But will we be able to leave once we go to his castle? Leave the castle itself or leave these lands and
We will be able to get there safely.
I don't think we have much to lose besides our lives, but
Well,
if he wanted to
all
kill
I
us, he would have
have-
killed us already. He wouldn't invite us to his house.
If I wanted to live, I don't know.
He could just kill us at any time.
Does the letter say to come alone?
I mean, it
Like
just says
us?
it just invites us. I don't know who else we'd bring.
It'd be pretty rude to invite other people to his house.
Well, I mean, we could put it to a vote. And I could also just ignore all of you and not go with you anyway. So I don't know why we'd vote.
I wouldn't. I don't think we have a choice. I feel like if
Well,
we
why
don't
not?
follow his invitation, couldn't he just kidnap us?
I mean, yeah. I guess
Alright.
you could say at least he's being civil about it.
Exactly.
Why are you always taking up for him?
I'm just saying that if our options are talk to him or die, I would choose talk to him.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
find out he wants us to do something awful, and then we say, no, we're not going to do that awful thing, and then we're right there for the killing.
True.
Tell me, Casimir, what do you think of the situation? What do you think of... Would you trust this man? Would you go to his doorstep?
Well, you see, the messenger was very clear that you'd have 2 days to fill this arrangement, and Strahd being who he is, I personally would fulfill any arrangement he gave me a specific time frame to complete.
Have you ever seen anyone that didn't fulfill one of his arrangements? Happen to them? What kind of consequences are we dealing with?
I have a dark story to tell you.
Story time.
What? I thought Ben was saying that because he was nervous about the story.
I love story time.
Casimir takes off his cowl and
Takes off his towel.
cowl.
You're being a little hopeful, aren't you?
So when he does, like I said, he has charcoal colored skin, but he looks like exactly as a wood elf would, except his ears have been just completely cut and he's completely deformed. Centuries ago, my sister Petrina was lined up to marry Strahd. The 8 hovels you see here at the base of the hill, among a few others, or a few other areas, we're the only remaining few of the Dusk Elves that once vastly inhabited these lands. You see, when we found out that Petrina was going to marry Strahd, we rallied and decided denying him of that would free her soul, so we stoned her to death.
That's a choice.
In retaliation, he slaughtered every single Dusk Elf woman in all of the lands, leaving the men to wither away, watching our race dwindle and eventually disappear.
We should probably go to dinner. I'll go find a gown.
You know, I'm feeling pretty hungry myself.
Yeah, I guess we should go.
I look good in green.
And since it's 2 days' time to do this, knowing how quickly we get things done,
Casimir, how long away is Strahd's Manor from here? Travel?
It is without
3 days?
without any detours. It's about 14 hours.
so if we had a detour that was maybe a windmill that was just off the side of the road,
That's a lifetime delay.
wouldn't
A
be
windmill's
too
got to
bad.
be more than a 2-hour delay.
I will mention, it is 9 o'clock now, and if you travel 8 hours or so, and you get yourself right back on track, you will still be making him wait until the very end of his deadline. I would suggest against detours. But you are free. The arrangement was 2 days. If you would like to fit in anything between now and then, feel free.
2 days from when? How does he know that when we got these letters?
They're dated from 4 weeks ago.
I was
That's
told.
why he took Callie.
I was handed this letter from Ursik saying exactly that he knew you would all be arriving today, meaning yesterday. When handed this letter, I was told that you would have 2 days starting today, so today and tomorrow, to fulfill this arrangement.
It's like they knew we'd have questions.
Any chance there's some horses or anything that we just had a few errands we'd like to run?
I doubt the Vistani above would be willing to relinquish any of their horses, seeing if they wanted to pick up and leave, they'd have a hard time doing so without them.
We've got this. It's
Yeah, Helena can just turn into a horse and then she can carry the three of them.
I can carry one of you. Casimir, sorry. Do you know of any good places to stop and rest at the halfway point? Maybe a good stopping point for today's travels.
Well, as Adonis read, you should have safe travels. So if you make rest on the road, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I'm pretty sure that Patrina and Irina is not a coincidence.
He only goes for Enos.
Patrina, Irina, Helena. Oh God.
Is Madame Eva just a little too much of a slant rhyme to work, or
that was his first love?
Oh.
Now,
to Helena's point earlier too, if Strahd wanted to kill us, he had his opportunity to let most of us die not too long ago. He wants us alive for some reason. I think we can trust him if he wants to keep us safe along this journey.
I
And
think it's
to
scary
Adonis's
that he
point,
wants to keep us alive.
To Adonis's point, he can have us do or ask us to do some pretty shady shit. So we're gonna have to be ready.
You're saying that like we haven't already done some pretty shady shit.
I know. Maybe what I'm saying is maybe we
let's
can
start naming
outsmart
the
him.
things that we've done.
No, we have a long trip ahead of us. We can name it then.
No, I'd like to see who's responsible for what.
So, I will.
This guy does not like this conversation.
I will say I've noticed your slight forwardness and you might call oversharing, but what are your particular thoughts of Strahd?
Well, we ought to be on our way. I fold up my letter, stick it in my fur pouch, and
Oh, it's his letter now.
If he's the only person that can get us out of here, he's the person we need to talk to.
Well, I guess it's worth a shot.
Well,
I'm not too excited, but I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, say.
I sense some
I'm so excited.
some hesitation, and if I'm being honest, I don't blame you. As you can see, I've been mutilated myself at his hands. I was just trying to get a better feel of how you felt about him. You showed some negative feelings towards the man.
Want to come with us? You can sneak along.
I think we should take Arabelle with us. We could use her sass on the road.
You know, I'm not sure people understand when we're joking and when we're serious. So maybe we should just head out.
Want to come along? Casimir?
maybe I don't know when Gudrun's kidding or if he's serious.
Well, Casimir, it's nice talking to you.
Couldn't go down memory lane. The old Strahd.
I would personally like to keep my distance from Strahd himself. If he's not asking for my appearance personally, I will remain in my quaint hovel and enjoy my days. I am quite familiar with some of the areas of Barovia. And
what is it you do, Casimir? How do you spend your days?
I typically spend my days reading my spell books and trying to get some sleep when I'm not haunted at night.
I heard that.
We know someone that is into spell books, I think.
Yeah, some crazy old mage. And Adonis.
I've been known to sling a thing or two.
Oh, you're a practitioner of the arcane.
Yeah. I'm real good.
Do you, have a tome you call your own?
He's gonna steal your tome.
I don't know.
Just kidding. Show him your tome.
I got a book.
Say you'll show him yours if he shows you mine. Wait.
Yeah, show me Helena's.
It's just a rat.
Do you,
I guess I got a book.
do you mind?
Is bigger.
You can. I don't have to.
What the?
I don't have to hold it myself, but do you mind if you leaf through it? Could I take a look?
Adonis
Sure.
wants to touch your tome. Get it out.
I wonder
Gudrun,
what Casimir's
go
tome's
outside.
like.
We are outside. No, we're not outside.
Hopefully you're outside. I'm tired of you guys. He's talking about my tomes.
Adonis, you have no reason to be ashamed of your tome.
I'm gonna hand him my tome.
Oh, yeah?
He
Slap it right in there.
I don't know why.
he opens it and he looks at it for a minute and he's like, "Oh, what a strange language." So he sets it down and he starts to ritually cast comprehend language. As you and I know, your entire tome is written in Goblin.
Yes. Sure is.
What a sneaky boy.
Sneaky boy.
So 10 minutes pass and he flips through and it's like, well, you've managed to learn a few things that I haven't picked up myself. Thank you for sharing this with me. I'm going to be a little more forthright with you, since you were so forthcoming in letting me read one of your prized possessions, I'm sure. And he hands your book back to you.
Well, I also, if you have any way of helping me out, I've got this other book that I found that I want to transcribe some of the spells in it, but I don't really have a way to get the necessary materials to study and the inks and all the stuff. There's not a lot of stores here in Barovia that sell these things.
I understand. Well, there are some ways of creating such inks yourself. It's a tricky process, and you might need to find an apothecary or someone who knows their way around a potion to help you.
Yeah?
Occasionally, I do find some, or the Vistani brings me papers and ink, I will say that Lavash owes me a favor for the last time I took care of him when he was drunk. It's not a crazy occurrence, but sometimes he remembers enough to do me a favor. I may be able to procure some things for you, but I do have something eventually I'd like you to help me with. I don't think that you or I or your companions at this point could walk into these dangers and come home alive. But what I promise you when you come back is a location where we might find your escape. I believe there's a way out of Barovia, somewhere in the Amber Temple. Now, I've been spying on the Amber Temple for a very long time, and though I have never seen the perils within, men such as ourselves can sometimes sense these things. I know I am not currently prepared, and I don't think you and your companions would fare well there either. But if you pick up a few more tricks along your journeys, if you come back to me, I would be happy to accompany you there and maybe find your exit, and I can find what I'm searching as well.
That's a pretty good offer if I've ever heard one. If we're alive and we make it back, we'll talk to you about this some more.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think Strahd is going to offer you a clear way out of here by any means. But I don't think he plans to harm you if he invites you to his personal home in the manner which he has. He may be a tyrant, but he is a man of his word. Trust me when I say he said he would eliminate our race. He did so swiftly.
Before we go or leave or anything, Casimir, you might happen to have a scroll or know the ability to cast Greater Restoration. Would you?
Alas, that is not in my wheelhouse, but I have heard of a clergyman in Vallaki who has the means. He has mentioned to me that he is able to do such things with a piece of parchment, but I was not able. It's not within my wheelhouse to copy it down and replicate it, so I sent him on his way.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask.
What was his name?
His name was Lucian.
We've met.
I knew it. I told you guys before.
He does know how to do Greater Restoration?
He was hinting that he may have a scroll. He does not know how to perform.
Yeah, I didn't think he knew how
That
to do it.
That son of a gun had it.
Well, if he's only got one, he's gonna use it on, huh?
Yeah. The weird guy.
The weird guy. Maybe they're buddy old pals from back in the day. You never know. You might want to save him. You might want to use that scroll on him.
Or we'll just make our local little Buio steal it. It's fine. Except it's not fine if Lucian ends up dead.
Now I've taken up enough of your time.
That's the gamble you gotta take when you're messing with the Buio.
Yeah.
I do know you need to get on with your journey, but I will say I have traveled through many places of Barovia. I do not know your goals or your intentions here, but if there's anywhere you would like to know about, I may know more than others who you'll come across.
The Watcher family. What do you know of them?
Well, I guess we should be on our way.
It's turned into an interrogation real quick.
Can I just send you a list of questions?
We will talk to you when we get back. We really have to go meet Strahd. I'd hate to keep him waiting. You know how he gets.
Yep, it was very clear that you have 2 days. So, like I said, I've traveled a lot of Barovia, and I may have some information you may not be able to get elsewhere.
Can you walk and talk? Half a day?
I could escort you to Vallaki.
Well, look at that.
There you go.
Well, be.
Wonderful. That sounds like a lovely morning.
We can talk on the way. Huh?
Yeah,
Huh?
that sounds good to me.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, to see the straw.
We can
Gather your cheese and your bedroll. I don't know what people grab.
You have an hour journey with Casimir towards Vallaki, so you can, as players, prepare all of your questions, and he will answer them as to the best of his ability.
Let's ask him a bunch of questions he won't know the answers to.
I mean,
Why is
How's the
Pink
spa?
he will not know everything, but he may know some things. So,
Strahd,
Has to.
does he like feet? What's his
would-
type?
I know, I guess we didn't really do too much rolling, like a persuasion roll here and maybe a deception somewhere, but I'm glad you sat down and took time to join us while we learned a little bit more about Barovia. And hope to see you next week.
Growing campaigns!
Who is that?
People.
Is that Jesse and Tim?
It's Jesse and Tim.
How's D&D?
Good.
Did you kill any dragons?
I rolled my dice once.
What did you do? What did you roll?
19 actually. It was a
Wasn't it
15 plus
perception?
4. Yeah, it was perception.
Nice.
Yeah.
What did you perceive?
I saw things in a jewel box. It was cheaply made jewelry.
Did you steal it anyways?
No, I wore it because I'm fucking fancy.
I'm making a food chest of like cooked food, so there's the tacos and bacon and eggs and stuff in here.
Oh, nice.
And I'm
Is there
trying
fucking
to
baked
make,
beans?
I'm trying to make a blueberry pie.
You got
Been thinking-
baked beans? I love baked beans!
I've been thinking about the beans all day.
How did you think about those beans?
Just a chest full of open, free, baked beans. No cans.
Submerge your head in the baked beans. Yummy!
That's Ben's dream.
It's Ben's dream. Blessed.
Alright, I'm about to go into normal.
Do it.
Well, I gotta wait. It's gotta make the estimated at least. Yeah, okay, I'm done.